Hey tag team, Allison Roberts here, and I am back with another tag. Tag means talk about grace. Today's tag theme is let it catch you in motion. I know when you are waiting for anything in particular, like if a friend of yours calls you on the phone today and says, I'm coming to visit you, it's like you almost don't want to move or do anything because you're like, if anything happens and they come and I'm busy or I'm not here. For some of us, we are waiting for Jesus to come back, and it's like we almost want to sit in one spot and say, come Lord, come, which is crazy. Let it catch you in motion. So we have been given by the Lord a role in this earth, to be fishers of men, to be teachers, preachers, to be brothers, to be sisters, to be mothers, fathers. So there's always work to be done. When we think about, being employed, especially in the corporate space, there's always work to be done. There's never a moment where I finish that task and be like, oh, what to do next? Never. There are always 5 other tasks that are waiting to be done. Yeah, all the time. And that's how life is. Things keep moving. You've overcome a challenge, another challenge comes. You're not going to freeze. You're not going to be stuck in that spot forever because life goes on. That is a saying that we use so often. Life goes on. So I'm encouraging us to keep moving, keep going, keep working. You are praying to God for answered prayers. Don't sit down and wait. Keep moving, keep going, keep working. Do with your hands what the Lord has commissioned you to do. You look in the Bible stories, there's nobody who ever just sat and waited for an answered prayer or for a word to come to pass that was prophesied. Nobody sat and wait. Sarah was told she's gonna have a kid, although she probably should have started to wait. But anyway, the life continued because you never know. David was anointed king. And with kingship, you're generally born into that. And your father, king, eunuch. No, David was anointed king. And he went back to the field to serve. Remember, him a king. Anointed by God to be king. And his father sent him out. Say, yo, we're bringing some food. Go give your brother them with their war. When you think about it, life continues. And so don't get distracted by the promises of God. No, because what happens is what is in between the word and the promise is the process. You have to come into something, some learning, some experience that will be beneficial for you to execute. When you think about starting college, the promise is the degree. But it's not just them not just just go through college anywhere, end up getting the degree. No, you have to pass the exams, you have to study, you have to do the coursework, you enjoy the life experiences of it that create the character in you. So there's always work to be done. There's never a moment where you can say, yo, I'm just chilling because God say, yeah, this. The thing is, if we do that, we will remain stagnant. We will remain at the spot that we are, which is most likely a spot where you're not qualified yet. That's what God gonna give you. And if you sit there, you're delaying the process. There is some growth that has to be experienced, some place that you have to be physically, spiritually, emotionally to receive that. And so continue pushing, continue working. Don't just pause because God has given you a promise. No, it is for you to continue to do because there's a path that leads to that promise. It's not magic here. God is not a magic God. He's a miracle worker, but not magic. He can propel you farther and greater than your own capacity. And for the most part, it is His gifts that allow you to experience certain fulfillment of His word in your life. But at the same time, there is development. There is growth. You don't just go out. In every circumstances, you think about it. You get a new job, you have to do the background work where you have to do the security awareness, all kind of tests, and read every document, do every training on every platform that is used in that organization. So why do we feel like God will just take you up and throw you out in the sea for swim? There are times when you are stretched, yes, but there has to be foundational principles that everything is built on, or your life will crumble. So I'm encouraging us this week. as we seek the Lord for his vision for our lives, as we seek the Lord for the fulfillment of the many prophecies and the word of knowledge that we've received, keep going, keep pushing, because there is something in you that needs to be developed for now and for your future. And so don't think of it like, wow, God says I'm gonna be a doctor, and tomorrow you're just thrown into a hospital. Yeah, between the promise and the results, there is that process. There is that process. So if in the natural that's how it works, remember, you know, a lot of what we are living here on earth is just a mirror image of God's orchestration. Remember, he is the master builder. So everything has a process from conception to birth. There is so much development happening. You know, when you think about as a mother, you're a first-time mother to a mother of a teenager. Yeah, your child does become a teenager over there because you need to go through that process to be able to deal with and build that capacity to deal with the things that come with being a parent to a teenager. You can't just become a clerk in the office and tomorrow you want to be manager. Even if you're doing the other things to get there, it takes some time. It's gonna look very strange if the secretary replaces the CEO after he leaves. She has the capacity, she's exposed to the things, but therefore she has to have the backing to move forward with that. Whether it's educational development, training, time of service, years of service in similar capacities to be able to do the job and do it properly. Yeah, man, and a nepotism thing. You have to put in the work. But the good news is the God who has called you to Christian service will strengthen you all your days, and you'll be able to fulfill the will of God if you just walk in obedience and continue to move. Have an awesome week, Tati. Bless you now.